welcome back. Today I wanted to do a really quick review on Dinnerly, which is one of those home meal delivery service kits. I really wanted to try it out because I'm not very good at cooking and I get really lazy. I also don't like shopping for groceries and I always end up wasting a bunch of food. So I really wanted to try to get into one of these so that way I could learn how to cook better. I wouldn't have to waste a bunch of product because I would have everything that I needed already portioned out for me, minus like teaspoons and cups and stuff. So I started with Dinnerly because it is one of the cheapest options out there, which of course I really appreciate, and anyone does who's living on a budget. But I had it for like at least 5 weeks. It may have been 6. 5 for sure because I still have 5 boxes down in my kitchen that I eventually need to get rid of. Anyway, so I had them for a few weeks and the first week was great. That was a while ago, so now I can't really remember what I made, but like the recipes were really good. Everything turned out okay. The box was delivered on time and it was fine. Everything in there was great. It was on temperature. Nothing made anybody sick. It was all good. So the following week we got our next box, and during shipping it had broke open a bag of rice, and then they also had a note in there that they were having problems with one of their producers, so they weren't going to have broccoli, I think is what it was. And just to give them a call and then they would credit your account. And I was like, alright. So I called them and I was like, hey, I have this note, and they were like, okay, no problem, we'll credit for your next one, so it'll be, a couple bucks cheaper, however much the broccoli would have cost. And then they were like, I was like, well, I also there's a broken bag of rice in here. Like, I got it, I opened it up, and here it is. And they were like, alright, well, just send us a picture and don't worry about it, like, we'll credit your account for the rice too. And I was like, okay. I was like, well, that's good, that they did that. Like, I'm really happy about that, but at the same time, now I have to go grocery shopping again. But it was fine. So I picked those things up, which was, it was easy, it's just rice and broccoli, and I think I ended up just using frozen broccoli instead, because why not? It was less work for me to do. And then one of the meals on that one, I couldn't get the sauce to thicken, but that's probably more of a me thing, because like I said, I'm not very good at cooking, but I followed the recipe as much as I could. They don't give you recipe cards like some of the other delivery services do. They give you like a downloadable PDF, so you'll have to bring it up on your phone or your computer or print it and have it for later. Any of the recipes that I liked, I ended up saving the PDF to my computer and eventually I wrote them out and transferred it so that way I can print it out and use it as like a recipe book. Come the third week, we had some more problems. This one, it wasn't really so much shipping. Like, one of the recipes told us that it needed a skillet, which is fine because I've got skillets, but then halfway through the recipe card it said that it needed to be able to go into the oven, and I don't have any skillets like that. So I had already gone through a couple of them to say, if it had cast iron in it, which is usually what you would use to put into the oven, that I wasn't, I didn't use that, because I didn't feel like buying cast iron skillet. So that one didn't tell me that, and so I couldn't make that recipe, and that made me really sad, and upset, because it seemed really good. It was another one where the sauce wouldn't thicken on one of them. Something else was missing, which wasn't supposed to be missing, it was just missing, so I had to call them and get another credit for the following week. So come week 4, one of the pieces of chicken that they had in there had gotten like cut open, so I had meat juices everywhere all over all my stuff, so I had to rewash everything. I mean, you already need to rewash your fruits and vegetables, they don't usually do fruit. But, like, now I had to wash all the packages and stuff like that, too, because I couldn't put them in my fridge like that, and I lost my chicken, so that was another credit that had to go into the next one. And then, it kind of just snowballed like that. Like, after the first week, I had a problem with every delivery. So I wasn't really excited with the way, like, I was glad that they handled it nicely, that they, gave me credit for the next one, but at that point, like, I was losing out. Like, I had to go and keep going back to the store, which was something I was trying to avoid. And I also... Like, I don't get the same prices that they do for like, you know, mass being able to send people stuff. So like me having to go out and buy the things that I was missing cost me more than it did for the box, you know, like how it would be in the box. And so I eventually ended up canceling it. I wouldn't say that they're a bad one. I just say you may have to be a little bit more prepared than I was. It's probably better if there's a grocery store like right next to you. Unfortunately, mine's all the way across town. So it, you know, it takes me a lot longer. And I don't have a lot of time on my hands, so grocery shopping isn't really something I can just like squeeze in during the day. Like, I mean, I had to eventually, but it's a lot harder. Like, you usually have to plan that in advance. So it wasn't the best for me. I will probably try a box that's just like another tier up just to see if maybe it was the company. It could just be like the location that it's being delivered to. You know, I don't live in a really big city or anything, so I don't have to worry about it getting stolen, but at the very least it's a lot harder, you know, for things to get delivered. So I'm not sure, but for me, I wouldn't personally recommend it, but that doesn't mean that they're a bad company. They are very cheap, you know, they're a very cheap option compared to some of the other ones. I think I was paying like $65 a week, but I also had the family 4 plan because I wanted leftovers to take to work and for my husband to take to work. So it kind of just depends on what you want, because I think the next step up, it's like 70 or 80 bucks a week, but I mean, if they do a slightly better job, you know, who knows. So I'm gonna try out another one and see how it goes, but personally, like I said, I don't personally recommend Dinnerly. I think if I had to give it like 5 stars out of 5 stars, I'd probably give it 2. Like, they tried, but it really didn't live up to it, and it wasn't even all that average. So I'm just gonna stick to that as my review. Take it as you will. Maybe there are other people out there who have Dinnerly and really, really enjoy it. Maybe they've never, you know, messed up an order for you guys, and you're better cooks and, you know, more time to grocery shop if something was messed up. But these are just some of the things that I had problems with, so something that I wouldn't, like I said, I personally wouldn't recommend, but take it with a grain of salt. Anyway, thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye!